It is Tuesday, November 5th, AD 2024. And I thank you for joining me. I'm going to have a guest today, Third Rail with Omar. Hey, it's been a little while. You guys remember him? I like him. He's just, for being a Muslim Yemeni liberal, New York liberal, he is yet still, he just seems American to me. Americanized, if you will, in kind of a good way, even though he's sort of like one of those sort of reasonable liberals. And I enjoy talking with him. So I hope that you guys do join and feel free to call in to talk with him. Third Rail with Omar is his channel. He first interviewed me like a few years ago on his other channel before he swapped channels. He has now a bigger channel. One of those big Muslim channels or something. Nice. What will we talk about? Well, the election. I think there are Arabs and Muslims who are for Trump. I don't know if Omar, Third Rail Omar, is for President Trump. We will find out. I would be surprised if he were for Kamala. I don't even think he's for Biden. But I don't know if he's for Trump. He's never really seemed to like Trump. And many of you guys, too. I'm cracked a little bit. I was thinking last night, mainly early this morning, I woke up thinking about Ronnie's call. Ronnie from Ohio. Whew. Shout out to Ronnie in Ohio, but the lack of clear thinking that some of you people, shout out, you have a lack of clear thinking. But we give people the freedom to think unclearly, don't we? There are lines filling up, guys. Also, I will get to your super chats. You can super chat in by going to, well, if you go to thehakereport.com, then you can find the different ways to super chat, but buymeacoffee.com/thehakereport, and other ways as well. So thank you guys for that. I have some cool music, perhaps, right, to share with you. And some people think that it's too early for Christmas. Hey, Bethany. But I don't necessarily think that it's too early for Christmas. Nor is it too early to go to the beach. Look at this beautiful beach scenery underneath the boardwalk in beautiful Santa Monica, California. When was this? 2022. April 2024. April 2022. Under the boardwalk. So nice. And so let's keep things going. Oh, can you hear it? So we're going to have a pretty busy show. I do hope and believe, and it should be pretty fun. I haven't voted yet, but I do plan to. So let's just get right on, shall we? With the show!
Have you been naughty or nice?
Hey guys! So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Isn't it nice, the sound of the water under the boardwalk. Wow, look at that roughness. feel dizzy and seasick just from Hake's camera work. So nice. So nice. Oh, let me show myself. Show yourself. Before I connect with Omar here, we are, I think we're getting him ready. Oh, Lord. Let me get to a call or two here. Squeeze in a call or two. Some of you guys not necessarily calling for Omar. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona is on the line here. Joe in Phoenix, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good morning. I didn't know you had a guess. I'll make it quick.
Nice.
It seems like some of your callers, especially Alex in California, you've heard me say a million times that ghetto culture is not black culture, James.
You say that, but everybody else thinks of, when they think of black culture, the ghetto is part of it. And it seeps into the popular culture that's presented by blacks, not just by other races, by they themselves, even the upper echelon blacks.
Disagree on that. Oh, wrong on that for sure, James.
What?
You know, Hollywood, you know, the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Those people do not have the best interests of black people or any people at heart. They are right now. I mean,
my heart is melting listening to your goats baa.
Yes, I mean, black culture is the excellence of HBCUs, seeing a 33% increase in white students the last few years.
At HBCUs, though, they're kind of ghetto even over there. Remember when one HBCU tore the Trump hat, the MAGA hat, off of a visitor?
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that's kind of ghetto, right?
Yeah, that stuff happens on every school campus. Look at the Palestinian protest in Ivy League schools over the years. But, you know, it seems like college don't understand that there's good, wholesome music. Leon Bridges, Stephanie Biddle, Catherine Battle. They don't understand there's good black TV programs like Finding Your Roots, Cosmos, Intelligent, Moral, you know, record homeownership, record college graduation, record small business owning. That's black culture, not the ghetto nonsense you see on MTV or whatever folks are watching these days about black culture.
What do you think about my distinguishing between culture versus civilization? Culture is liberal. Culture is liberal and degenerate and emotional and sensual, into food and all that stuff. And civilization is manly. Civilization is, what did I say that culture was? Civilization is intelligent, civilized, getting along well, regardless of this culture stuff.
Okay.
And so you're talking about black civilization, but there's even the problem is there's even black culture that's kind of into the blackness in that black stuff that you mentioned, including, like Finding Your Roots. That's a Henry Louis Gates Jr. thing, right? Show?
It is. Great show.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty fun and entertaining and interesting. But there's even some black culture stuff in that. Like, he's kind of into his blackness. And he got kind of ghetto with the officer,
Actually, the opposite of that, Sam. He does that show to show that, and like I told you numerous times that Obama and George Bush W., they're like, I think it was 6th or 7th cousins.
Terrible. It's all the inside. It's an inside party, and you're not invited. I forget what the word is, but anyway. Yeah.
Anyway.
What's the point of saying that Obama and W are cousins?
He makes that point on his show that all this nonsense about, oh, you're this and I'm that and we're separate, we're different. No, we're all one big family to begin with from a DNA level.
That doesn't help people get along, though. Whether they know that or not, their hearts are still evil.
Oh, we can agree on that. A lot of your callers prove that daily.
I mean, look at typical families. They end up infighting and hating one another and turning on one another.
And that's a shame. That really is a shame. I see that happen, sadly, with, I wouldn't say a lot, but some of the kids that I've coached over the years.
Do you want to talk
Very fast.
with my guest? I think he's here, Joe in Phoenix. He's
I'm sure. I'm not familiar with him, but sure.
okay. So Omar of Third Rail with Omar. Are you there, man? Oh, can you unmute him for me? Nick, I'm getting spoiled by Nick, the anchor baby here.
I got you.
What's
The
up?
anchor baby.
What's up, Third Rail Omar? How you doing, man?
Hello, how are you? How you feeling? Great?
Doing well. I have a caller on the line who's a farmer. You
Oh, that's good. I used to be a farmer. I'm from a family of farmers in Yemen.
That's why I brought that up. I didn't know
nice.
that. I didn't know that about you, but I thought, hey, Yemenis, there might be some farm people in
No,
Yemen.
a matter of fact, pre-1980, we all lived on farms. We didn't know we didn't use money. I'm going to be honest with you. The region that we lived in,
Yeah.
we used money on holidays if you want to buy clothes or shoes. But everything we lived off the farm, the corn, the wheat, the eggs, the chickens will run
Nice.
around like an army. Huh? Yeah, so
Nice.
He says, Joe from Phoenix, Arizona is saying nice. Now, Joe from Phoenix, I want you to tell Omar why he shouldn't vote for Trump.
I'm going to vote for
Excellent.
Trump.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You said you were or you're not.
Are you gonna
Huh?
vote? Are you gonna vote for Trump, Omar?
Yes, of course.
You are.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez. Okay.
Nice. Hey.
Nice.
I'm
Well-
going to tell you why.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So
Yeah,
let's hear
okay.
it, Joe in Phoenix.
Okay,
Tell
go
him
ahead.
why he shouldn't first,
Okay.
and then I'll wrap it up
Well,
with you.
I know Hate that doesn't believe in any of the the criminal cases or the civil cases against Trump. The guy owes over $500 million to the state of New York and $100 million to one woman in New York. I won't address those anymore.
Okay.
I'll look at his actual record when he was in office the first time. He said he was gonna balance the budget his first year.
Yeah.
The deficit and the debt exploded, even
Yes.
before COVID. He said he was going to make the tax forms one page. That didn't happen. He said he was going to repeal and replace the ACA. That didn't happen. Then he had the nerve to say, who knew healthcare was this complicated?
Well,
Anybody with two brain cells knew that.
Okay.
He said he was going to build the wall and Mexico was going to pay for it.
yeah.
The part of the wall that he did build and reinforce, Mexico did not pay for it. He stole money from the military to do that. So this failure after failure after failure. So even if
Yeah.
you wanted to dismiss the criminal and civil behavior, criminal acts, his record in his first 4 years was an abject failure, Omar. But go
Yeah.
ahead. I said enough.
And what do you say to that, Omar?
I'm going to agree with. Okay, let me explain to you why I'm voting for Trump first of all. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to co-sign on the genocide that's happening in Gaza, where the president and the vice president of the United States has given $40 billion, weapons 24 hours a day, to a military that has no moral compass, that's killing men, women, and children. That's it. Okay. Donald Trump. I said it before. I don't think he's an intellectual person. I don't think he has an ideology. What I'm hoping that after he leaves, the Republican Party will regain itself and become the party of conservative ideas, economic conservatism, family values, and things of that nature, instead of name calling and things. Donald Trump is very toxic. He's from New York. I'm from New York. I understand his language. We know each other very well when we talk. When he talks, I can see right through him. He has no ideology. When he was president, he failed to deliver for the people that used to go to his rallies. He never delivered anything for those poor whites who came out of the woodworks and voted for the first time in their life. The forgotten people of the Midwest, of the Rust Belt, that have been forgotten by both parties. They didn't vote for years, for decades. He bought them out. What he did, he delivered a tax cut just for the billionaires, the trillionaires. Not trillionaires, the billionaires. 83% benefited from his $2 trillion tax cut. Now,
Omar, it sounds like
yeah.
you're agreeing with me.
No, I agree with you. The only reason I'm voting for him, because first of all, I have a lot of values that are intertwined with Republican ideas, like Christian ideas. I appreciate Christian values because I think, not religiously, but Christian values I think are more favorable to me and my children in society, so they could grow in a safe environment without being harassed about their sexuality, about the identity of sexual. I mean, this is weird. I was looking at a percentage, 28% of Generation Z identify as LGBTQ plus. That's 28% of a certain segment of the population that was born between a certain area. And the Alpha
That's too high.
generation, 23%. No, look it up. I don't make up anything.
Nice.
I looked it up,
No, I'm not accusing you. I think whatever study that was, I think it's closer
no,
to 10%.
it's a study. Anyway, the whole idea is my issue is I'm a one issue guy this election. I think that our politics have become very toxic, and I'm hoping tonight that we'll be able to be civilized and accept the results. Whoever wins, we say he's our president, whether it's Kamala Harris or President Donald J. Trump. I
That
think
won't
as
happen, but
America,
okay.
I know, but as American, we need to hold on to the idea of that formula that we created 245 years ago or 250 years ago of free election and the peaceful transfer of power. We have managed to solve that puzzle. No nations. Most of the nation is they become president. They start tweaking with the Constitution. They become president 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Then they end up in a civil war because they don't have that formula that we have, and we need to continue that formula.
Interesting.
We can agree on all that, yes.
This
So,
is we
you
have to
said you're
save our
one-
country. In other words,
You're one issue voter, so that's because of Christianity. Is that correct?
no, I'm not Christian, but I have an issue with the genocide in Gaza. 20,000 children have been killed.
Okay. I got
You know,
okay.
while
Yeah,
while
it's
the vice
terrible.
president, every time they ask her, well, I'm working around the clock. Camilla, what are you doing around the clock? Just 1 hour. Ronald Reagan in 1982, when Israel attacked and started killing people in Lebanon, he made one phone call. He said to Menachem Begin, that was the prime minister, he said, this is what you're doing is a Holocaust.
Whoa.
If you don't stop, everything's going to stop. No weapons, no money, no nothing. He stopped in 20 minutes and withdrew. We don't have that power no more. We have become the colonized, and the Israelis have become the colonizer of our country. You understand? It's like that disease that overwhelms the host. You know what I'm saying?
I do. It's terrible. What's happening with there is awful. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any answer. I've told Hank that many times.
Do you
think that
do you
Trump
agree
would
with
not give them money?
Do you agree with Omar and wait, what did you ask him? Go ahead, Joe. You said
I said, do you think Trump would not give Israel money or help and aid?
Well, the bad thing about Trump is he has taken $100 million from a lady called Miriam Edelson. She owns the Sand Gambling and the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks. She wants him
correct,
to she wants him to deliver the West Bank to Israel. They're all bought. They're all bought. But I'm saying that at least we don't have another 50,000 people dead. If Trump could, I'm talking about dead people right now. I'm not
Right.
talking about the sovereignty. We have to prevent the senseless killing. If Donald Trump could stop that, I'm okay with that. I'm willing to swallow Donald Trump's craziness and self inflicted wounds that he does to himself every day. There's going to be a lot of content for us on YouTube.
indeed.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
excited.
Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, everybody's gonna be happy. Huh? Everybody, you don't think the media wants him to be president? The media is excited, man.
They
You know
want
what I'm
their
saying?
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, of course they want him to be president because
Omar,
he
you
makes
didn't answer my question, though, Omar. How do you
What is
think
the
Trump
que-
is going to solve that? How do you think Trump's going to solve any of that? He can't. He's one person.
But
And
Well,
he
Donald
will-
Trump, believe it or not, sometimes when you're crazy, people like fear you a little bit. He could make a phone call. He's going to tell Netanyahu, listen, you got to stop this. Because
Omar,
what's
can you
going
move yourself back to the center again? You had moved yourself
Oh,
to the center and it looked good, and then you moved
Okay,
back out.
tell me when to stop because I can't see that good.
Okay. A little bit more other way.
The other way. The other way.
Yeah, other way. I agree with Omar, Joe.
That's good?
No, you need to go the opposite direction. I don't know if
Okay.
it hasn't moved it up. Other way. You're turning yourself off screen. I shouldn't have told you.
Okay,
anything.
how about now?
More. A little bit
No.
more. Like a few more clicks more, one more, two more, three more.
Still, I
Perfect.
can't no more.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But I see myself off the screen on your.
Oh, don't worry. You look great on my. You look great on mine.
You sure? Because I see on YouTube, I'm not even there.
Oh, you're probably on delay. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is that what did you say? Hey, that you agree
I
with me?
agree with you that under Trump, at least he has Bibi's ear. Bibi
Yeah.
does not respect Biden nor Kamala, and they
Yeah.
have no respect for him either. And there's
Yeah.
no reasoning with Bibi from Biden and Kamala and Obama's perspective. And so with Trump, he can bring peace back to the area, I think,
Yeah, he
by
can.
just being a man of strength. And under him, like, there were no new wars. Do you give him any credit for that? Any credit at all for that, Joe?
That is a factual statement. There was no new wars under Trump. Correct.
But is there any credit to him for that? Or is it just
No.
a coincidence?
Coincidence.
I would say it's a coincidence.
Okay, well, I accept that because I have to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. What do you say to that? Because you're not for Kamala, Joe, right? You're not for Kamala, right?
Correct. I am not for Kamala.
Who's better? Who has a better chance at peace in the Middle East and in Ukraine and stuff?
I
Joe,
don't think there will be peace.
But-
there'll be peace regardless of who gets in office.
is there a slightly better? Is there like a 1 in 1,000 chance versus 1 in 1,000,000 chance for Trump versus with Kamala?
No, there's a 1 in a billion chance that it will never happen in the Middle East or the Ukraine.
Okay, well,
So
if,
I'll let you go.
all right. Thank you, Joe in Phoenix. Very interesting.
Have a good day. All right.
too.
Bye.
Well,
Bye.
hey, you
Yes, sir.
have to understand that Harris, if she wins, she's going to be the establishment candidate. She's going to be the deep state candidate. Every decision she makes, she'll have like 20 people in the room. In other words, she's a robot.
Right.
Donald Trump, he just does stuff. Like, I mean, sometimes, gut feel, whatever it is.
Totally.
Yeah, the only issue I have with Donald Trump is this self-wounding behavior that he has to put himself every day in scandals, stuff that he doesn't need. Stuff you don't need that stuff, man. You understand?
I personally love it. I personally love a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, but it creates havoc and
Right.
yeah.
But
and you need,
it creates an opportunity for me to talk with the people and talk some sense into them because
Yeah.
people shouldn't overreact to anything anybody says. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
yeah. Well, you have to understand that our nation is very divided. We are living on the fault lines of the 1860s right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, I'm serious about it. What we have is that it's like an unsettled business from the 1860s, from the Civil War.
Yeah.
You have these states that were originally on the side of the Confederacy are sticking together, and you have the North sticking together, which is very dangerous and stupid.
Yeah.
Because America should be one nation from the Pacific to the Atlantic. It's too big to fail.
Yeah.
It will become just, let's say this divorce stuff they talk about. We'll be just fighting with each other. And then the other side will have different countries betting on them. You know what I'm saying? We need America to be as it is, intact, prosperous, and peaceful. I mean, I don't see any divide. When I go to the mall, everybody just, white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, everybody just buying their stuff and going home. And I sit there and I just watch and I see people going about their business. And then when I put on CNN and MSNBC, oh my gosh, I think the world, everybody hate each other. So stupid, man.
I know that there's a couple of things going on. There's a spiritual division, anger and division that's kind of part of human nature, and that has been encouraged by the broader culture, the culture of Kamala, if you will. She's part of that, and you could accuse Trump of being part of that sometimes, I suppose. But I don't personally think. I think Trump rises above that more often than not. For example, when Biden accused Trump of being, or Trump supporters of being garbage, Trump said, "Forgive him. He knoweth not what he says."
Yeah,
and it was fun, and it was funny, and it was, you're supposed to forgive one another. You're not supposed to.
Then he would have got a garbage truck, and he still didn't finish.
Right.
Donald Trump could be a comedian. He has if he gets new material, he's a funny guy. But I think he's lagging a little bit now. He's getting old, and he's telling the same stuff over and over, and people are getting a little bit restless about his, conversations. Like when he came out in 2016, he was saying a lot of crazy stuff. They're all stealing your money. You're paying too much taxes.
Right.
They look at you as suckers. He was saying things that nobody ever heard a politician say. I'd be like, what? What did he just say? he's saying, oh, it makes sense what he's saying. You understand? He was saying that, oh, they're robbing you. They're doing this. He had some idea. Right now, he doesn't have. He had this called the weave. I don't know what the hell he's weaving. Huh?
Yeah, I do kind of know. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Let me get
I
to a.
I have this theory later. We could go on. Okay.
That sounds good. Hang on, so with that, I have Al in Arkansas who's on the line, and he wants to comment on the Joe's call just earlier, and your comments and who Trump is. What's up, Al in Arkansas? It's good to hear from you. Thank you for calling and holding.
Hey, how's it going?
Well.
You know, it just irritates me when I hear people talking about Trump, and they basically are just repeating media narratives. Trump isn't saying anything crazy. Basically, you have the media exaggerating and blowing up everything, trying to make it an issue. And people, when they say, well, Trump says crazy things, I'm like, well, you're listening to the media. Because if you actually listen to a Trump rally, the people at the rally don't think he's saying things crazy at all, because you're actually hearing what he's saying and you're interpreting it yourself. So when I hear people say Trump says crazy things and Trump is, off the rails, it's like, you're listening to the media and you're basically exposing yourself. But the thing is, when Trump cut taxes, he cut taxes for everyone. During COVID, he cut the payroll taxes. People saw more money in their paychecks, and this whole notion of, he only cut taxes for the rich. Well, if you let those tax cuts expire, everyone's taxes are going up. So that's a false statement to say that, it's only for the rich. If it was only for the rich, only the rich would be concerned. But the simple fact of the matter is, America was thriving.
True.
Corporations had lower rates, which made them more competitive in the global market. So, and also when he was allowing people to bring their money from offshore banks back to America so they could reinvest in America, he didn't penalize those companies. So a lot of people forget the things. I guess they fall asleep, when it comes to politics. But I remember when Trump took office, he brought all these corporations in, and they vowed to invest in America and create jobs. That was when he took office. So the economy shot up and things were productive. The fact that he was drilling oil and the cost of oil reached zero and the stock market went crazy. And people seem to forget that. The oil went to absolute zero under Trump.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I have friends who are oil people, and they were upset with Trump because they lost their shirts. They were like, hey, we're losing money. They had to turn the pumps off. So when people are talking, I'm like, did you guys fall asleep under Trump? Because you're totally acting like you don't understand what went on. And under COVID, okay, go ahead.
Okay, first I'm voting for Donald Trump, so to get that out of the way, you know why, right? Donald Trump's presidency of 4 years added $8 trillion to the national debt. Let me finish. In 243 years, every president added 75% of the national debt, and Trump is 25%. So when you say we had this economic boom, this money, we added $8 trillion to our debt. So what economic boom are you talking about? He injected the market with $5.3 trillion to save the stock market. So what market was booming? The market is booming right now believe it or not, under Sleepy Joe or Senile Joe. The economy is better. Everything is good. The wages are a little bit bad. Donald Trump's faults are, he says things. You're saying, this is the media, but we hear it when he says it. Garbage people are eating dogs and cats. She's a communist. He demonizes his opponent. You need to be presidential, and Donald Trump will never be presidential. Donald Trump is a transactional individual. He's in the real estate business. He has to oversell whatever he has because he sells apartment. Well, look at this apartment. They just offered me $10 million, but I'm going to give it to you for $7 million. So he has to lie all the time because that's the way he did. I was in the retail business. You have to compensate for your thing. Listen. He convinced people that an apartment in his tower is 33,000 square feet. It's only 11,000, and he convinced them, and everybody believed him. So he's a good salesman in that. But
salesman is a salesman. But when we're talking about
everything in his life is transaction. Even his daughter, he married her to that Jewish kid just because they were a rich real estate family. He needed to have that connection.
But that's fine. But that's fine. That's his personal life. When we're talking about
business,
we're talking about
beautiful
business.
Wasp girl. Where are you gonna? I would marry her. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about business, and we're talking about the debt. Well, when he came into office, there were a lot of things that were neglected. Yeah. So when he rebuilt the military, yes, there were going to be some spending. There were some things that he shouldn't have spent on, but you know what? He didn't have complete autonomy. When you talk about the wall, they fought him tooth and nail. So he had to find the money where he could. He took it from the he took it from the military because that was the only place he could take it. So he cut a little bit of their spending to make the wall, and they even fought him for that. So I think people should stop talking about the wall and he didn't make the wall. Well, they fought him tooth and nail.
Exactly.
You can't stop somebody from doing something and then trying to blame them for not doing it.
Right.
It's like it makes you a hypocrite.
Yep.
And we don't even stop these people from being hypocrites. The gentleman was talking about, well, he owes the state of New York. But those are bogus cases. And the fact that those cases are being appealed and they're going to be overturned, you still can't quote bogus cases. Because if those cases were happening to you, you would say, "Oh my God, there's so much injustice in the world." But you can sit there and quote. I think people should stop and say, you know what, common sense has to prevail in this country. The fact, a reason to vote for Donald Trump is that you're a man, and Donald Trump is a man.
Yeah,
he's suffering all this nonsense. He's not crying about it. He's going through it. He's taking it. And he's still pushing on.
That's true, man.
If it was a Democrat, they'd be crying. They would need therapy. They'd be on drugs, and these people would lose their mind.
I wish, Al in Arkansas, I wish I had you to talk some sense into our friend Ronnie from Ohio yesterday. I don't know if you heard my call with him, but anyway, there's people
at work.
Well, right on, man. You're talking sense, and I'm here for it. I appreciate you, man.
You have time, or you have a call?
Yeah, go ahead.
You
want to respond to him, or so?
No, he's actually right about the cases about his real estate. Oh, everybody over exaggerate. Like my house is worth $315,000, but in my mind, I say it's 500.
Nice.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's normal stuff. You overprice your stuff just because that's like your child could be ugly, but everybody knows he's ugly. But
he's
my child is handsome. But they have a saying in Arabic. They said. A baby's monkey in his mother's eyes is a prince.
Yeah,
you understand? And he's a monkey. He's a prince.
Yeah,
he's so beautiful.
Just one last thing about the real estate. The fact that in that real estate deal, the banks had their due diligence. They go back with their own people to check the value of something. And if it was okay, and if they said it was okay, then there's nothing wrong with that deal.
Not only that, he paid them. Maybe the taxes that he could pay back taxes and stuff like that. Okay, I just messed up. I don't need that. Okay, I have this theory.
Thank you, Al in Arkansas. It's good to hear from you, man. Take care.
Hey, no problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
I just threw the mouse away. I'm good. You can see me good?
I can see you fine. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right.
With your theory.
So I have there's a movement in Silicon Valley. It's called the Fascist Tech Bros, led by Peter Thiel and what's his name? The rich guy?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. The whole idea, I think they're using Trump as a Trojan horse to the presidency because their guy is J.D. Vance. Now, what's so dangerous about that, if they get J.D. Vance, we don't want nobody controlled by billionaires and multi-billionaires. Then he will be just like the Manchurian candidate. That's what you call him?
Yep.
That's what they're trying to do right now. All that money they spending on Trump, it's given out. They know Donald Trump is 78 years old. He might not make it. Only God knows who dies or lives. He might not make it until his first term. But the whole idea, they need J.D. Vance to be in the presidency because they have a lot of program, and many of it they don't even believe in democracy. Peter Thiel doesn't believe in democracy.
Me neither, man.
You don't believe in democracy?
Not
you
really.
Need democracy.
I don't really like democracy because look at all the dumb people voting.
It's okay, but you don't have people shooting each other with AK-47s in the street, right?
Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah,
that's what democracy is. A sloppy, and it's like a mob.
But Peter Thiel doesn't want AKs in the streets? Does
Peter
he?
Thiel is a strange guy. He's a fascist, and he doesn't want women to vote, and he's gay. He's married to a
Nice.
guy.
Okay.
And the whole idea, and I don't know what this relationship with J.D. Vance, who's conservative,
Yeah,
God, and all that.
I'm slightly. I'm JD Vance is no Trump. He's not this
He's not Trump.
genuine
He's a
what you
puppet.
see is what you get type of guy.
Yeah,
At least not that
yeah.
I've seen. I
He
don't
doesn't.
trust JD Vance to the level that I trust Trump at all.
Trump is his own man. He'll just say
Yeah,
whatever's on his mind. He don't
right.
care whatever lands, it lands. Hell, as long as he gets that headline nighttime
Yeah.
with all the cable networks, he sits down and probably eats Big Macs and French fries and laughs all night. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get. So that's your theory is that they're gonna oust, or they're
No, they're
gonna,
not going to oust him. They're going to let him become president. Either
and then JD Vance will succeed him, and then they'll have their fascism.
that's their man, and they're going to use him. You don't want billionaires to control the United States of America.
But
'Cause
they
they're gonna
already
do it.
do, don't they? I think that I
They-
think
they-
I think
yeah.
those billionaires like Peter Thiel and Elon
But they
Musk
don't-
are better billionaires than the like George Soros and
Yeah, George Soros is the guy. He's like, what is he, 150 years old?
yeah, him and Bill Gates and some of
And you
these
guys
others.
have and the Republican, how we got the Edison, the
Right.
Zionists.
Yeah.
So we're all dancing to the same tune, but
Right.
we just got. I don't know if I could use the word pimp. Can I use it?
You can, yeah,
Okay, we're being pimped by different individuals. The
Right.
Republican Party have their own pimps, and the Democrats have their own pimps.
right.
But what we don't want direct, outright control.
All
That's
right.
what worries me. You don't want no Peter Thiel in charge. Come
That's
on.
true. I don't really know him.
Yeah, the
let's
guy
get-
started. Did it? What's up, Doc? I'm saying good.
Let me get to
Yeah.
Denny in Bulgaria who wants to comment on this Ukraine situation.
First of all, I want to thank you for having me as a guest. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
Rick.
yeah. You're welcome, man.
Appreciate it.
Third underscore rail on YouTube.
Yeah, and guys, please help me out. I've been blocked by all the liberal idiots. Brianna Wu, Wick,
Oh, wow.
Destiny, all of them. They have blacklisted me because I speak my mind.
Terrible.
So
So
that's all right.
Denny
That's why I
in,
just
Denny
came
in
Republican.
Bulgaria is on the line here. Denny, thank you for calling and holding, man. You're alive with Third Rail Omar and Hake. Go ahead.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Mr. Hake and Mr. Omar. I hope both of you are doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you about the situation in Ukraine and the absolute craziness of former President Zelensky. But before that, Mr. Hake, may I please say something about democracy, sir? 'Cause
Yes.
I heard you talking. Well, gentlemen, you have it wrong. Democracy is beautiful, but it is perverted.
It's
Because
sloppy.
the cradle... I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
He said it's
No,
sloppy.
it's sloppy. Go ahead.
On its essence, it's perfect, but
Yeah.
it has to be done right. Now, in order for democracy to be done right, the people that are voting are men over 20 that own property and are citizens. Now, if you lack any of those three elements, if you're not a man, if you're under 20, or if you don't own property, then you're not allowed to vote.
Wow.
This is how it was back then, and this
Yeah.
is the proper way to do it. Now, keep in mind, gentlemen, that this order was established about 3,000 years ago, and back then,
Okay.
boys were taken into the army at the age of 12. If they are not left as professional soldiers, they are returned at the age of 15, and by the age of 15, they're already basically the man of the house. Back
Yeah.
then, things were very different. So this is a true democracy. You have to be a man over 20, and you have to be a property owner. Nobody says that you
Okay.
should own a castle or a mansion or you should be absurdly rich, but you have to have something. This
Okay,
was
can I
what it
respond
was.
to you?
Of course, sir.
Okay, you're telling me that I have to own property and be over 20 to be part of the system to vote, right?
Correct.
And when you
that's
vote,
how it
you
works.
vote. Okay, but I know, but right now, when you vote, you're voting for war and peace with the candidate. Why should I go to war for you if I don't have no skin in the game? I'm not going to go to war. You go to war. You have property. I have nothing. I don't vote. I don't have no right to vote peace or war. I don't have no, I'm going to say, listen, you and Hague go. You guys own property? Good luck. Go ahead. I'm going to stay at home in my apartment or my democracy has to be we all have to be invested in it. Even women, you hear these red pill guy, oh, women should not vote. Of course women should vote. You know why? Because women have husband and children. They have to vote for war and peace. Like right now, why a lot of people are voting for Trump? They don't want no war.
Right.
So don't you think? Yeah, you understand. So we need to have that's a long time ago, whatever it was. It's not going to work. It's not going to be a democracy. You're going to have the majority of people don't own property in the United States. So you're going to have this franchise segment of the population that has resentments against people who own land and who are in power, and you're just going to create a group, and you're going to have something like the Nathiel Bacon Rebellion of Virginia, I think it was, the West Virginia or whatever it is, and when they killed all the elites.
Ooh, terrible.
Mr. Omar, I tend to agree with you, but perhaps it was because I said it in the wrong way. Maybe you misunderstood me. I was explaining how things were before. You asked a very, very good question. Why should you go to war? And the answer is you shouldn't, because this is your personal choice. Now, you have to understand, though, that, and this is a very ugly thing, probably the ugliest thing you will ever hear, but it is true. War is good for business. I know it sounds disgusting, and it is.
No, it's true.
But you have to...
Right.
Yes,
but
right. It is true. And this is a tremendous business. This isn't something that two people in a room are talking about. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people invested in it. And those are very wealthy people with very, very solid connections. So you have to understand. I agree with you 100%, but you have to understand that from their point of view, war is a very good thing.
Wow.
And this I told you it's disgusting. I agree, but I'm just simply highlighting the reality.
No, it's not disgusting. It's true. Listen, I have this idea. You know what our problem is? We should get these weapon makers out of the stock market, because when you have stock market and you have shareholders, they have to show a profit every 90 days, and they have to prop up their shares. So if there's no killing, if these weapons is not depleted in the war zones, then nobody's buying these weapons. These companies either has to be nationalized by the United States government and taken over, or they have to be private companies, because you could not have people who make weapons of war in the stock market, because as a stock market, you have to show a profit to stay in business, and you have to make sure your shares. And you see how it works? The share, for them to make a profit every 90 days or every quarter and show profit and growth, somebody has to die someplace in another continent, or those bullets have to be shot up in the air, or they have to become rusted, whatever. This is why it's called the military industrial complex that Eisenhower, like you said, he warned us about it, invited or uninvited. He said, you have to be aware. This is where we're living. Where we have three-headed monster in the United States. We have the political elites, and you have the military industrial complex, and you have the oil business of that. These three have to make money, and they'll do it any way they can. But the most dangerous thing is to have these weapon makers as a trading in the stock market in the stock. That is the most dangerous thing you could ever have. I mean, you guys could agree with me on that at least.
I'm not sure. What do you say, Denny?
Well, you started it the wrong way, Mr. Omar, because you said we should. This is how you started your listing. Who's we? I agree with you. Probably Mr. Hague does, people as well.
The government should take action. Either nationalize them, they become property of the state, because the state has the monopoly on violence anyway. So why are you giving these people the opportunity to share and trade in the stock market at the carnage and carcass of human beings all over the world? Good.
Sir, I'm being left with the impression, and maybe I'm wrong, of course, but I'm being left with the impression that you haven't lived in Europe.
No, I haven't lived in Europe. I visited Germany once, and I got.
Me too.
They took me there. The police took me.
Wow.
Just because something is private doesn't mean it's not owned by the government.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's true.
And
But what do you think about the idea to get them off the stock market, at least to stop them from this frenzy to produce a profit every 90 days?
I'm not necessarily for that.
Well,
Because
tell me why,
everything
Hank.
because there's other ways to make profit. Say if you free up the Second Amendment, let people own tanks and things, let normal people like us, then we can buy
No,
the
no,
tanks and business will be booming
no,
and we'll
no, no,
have peace because everybody has tanks.
no, no.
And it's kind of
No.
like the medicine industry. Oh, people shouldn't make a profit off of people's lives, the medicine industry. And the medicine industry is also in bed with the government, and they make money off
of
of people
course.
being sick. They make money off people being sick, and they make money off of war. I don't know what the solution is, but I don't think that
Yeah,
trusting the
yeah.
government with it is any good.
So you want to give
Well,
everybody a
there is.
tank?
I'm half kidding about that, but I don't really want.
Yeah, I don't think so. They make more money now. You see how much weapons are being depleted in Ukraine, in the Middle East. That's money being made.
What
They
do you
can't even make
say?
they can't make enough projectile to keep with the Ukrainian.
That's wild.
War.
That's
It's
crazy, man.
crazy. Yeah, you don't need
Actually,
that.
that's Ukraine is the reason I'm calling. But
Yeah.
to answer your question,
What do you think
Mr.
about
Hayek and
Ukraine?
Mr. Omar,
Let's get into Ukraine because I have a different idea. Go ahead.
but to answer your question, I am way too old to think about what could have been and what can be. Yeah, I'm just living the way it is, and
Nice.
it's way more peaceful that way.
I agree with that.
Otherwise, if you ask me, we should all live in the castles in the skies, but
Yeah.
we don't. So
True.
until we reach the castle in the sky, maybe we should focus on
What's
what
your
we have
position
here.
on the Ukrainian war?
Well, I've told Mr. Haig a few times before that it is complicated. Number one, if you haven't noticed, this didn't start yesterday. That started in the summer of 2014 when
Yeah.
when Russia took Crimea. And
No,
if you have noticed, they
2008.
basically took. I'm terribly sorry.
It started 2008 when they had NATO had the conference and they invited Georgia and Ukraine. And once
Oh.
they declared that, that's what happened.
That's
Well,
why
that's a
that's why
different
Putin
case.
responded with invading Crimea in 2014 or whatever.
Yeah, he said, "Yep." He said, "Let's be honest here, okay? Can we be honest? Can I talk?
Yeah.
Is it okay with you?"
Yeah.
First of all,
Absolutely so.
Ukraine. Yeah, go ahead. Ukraine has never been a country. Only once from 1919 to 1921 after World War One. It's always been either occupied by the Turkmen, by the Ottoman Empire, and then by the Russian. A matter of fact, Kiev was the capital of Russia. So there was never Ukraine. There's Ukrainian people living on that land, but there was never an independent nation called Ukraine. Second of all, we betrayed the Russians after 1990. With the fall of the Soviet Union, we should have been able to embrace Russia like we embraced all the country. Why did we leave Russia out in the cold? Putin offered. Putin offered, said he wanted to join the European Union. They said, no, we can't because your population is almost half our population. Then you have more power, political power. He said, I want to join NATO. They said, no, I mean, you have to take a line. He said, I'm a powerful country. Well, I have to take a line. And they rebuffed him every time. And we kept on moving. We promised them, Jim Baker, who was the Secretary of State of W. Bush, I think, at that time. We promised Gorbachev that we would not move from East Germany, which was in East Germany. And then every president came and swallowed, and we swallowed, and we swallowed until we are at the door. Russia has every right to be nervous, you understand, of having this movement. Lady, you don't want it to be part of your economic union, and you don't want it to be part of your defensive NATO. So what do you want Russia to do? Russia just reacted. It had to react. It had no purpose.
What
Go ahead.
you said isn't wrong, but it's very one-sided.
Okay.
You said some good points. Number one, Mr. Omar, do you know what the name Ukraine means in Slavic? It's a Slavic
No.
name.
I think I know.
Means? Okay, go on, Mr. Hicks.
The Middle Land, something like that.
No.
Oh.
It means the name is Ukraina, which means those are three separate words. Ukraina, which means the last province at the very end. This is the name
last
of this
province?
land. This is the I'm
The
sorry?
last province?
Yes, because Ukraine has always had the status of a province. It wasn't a country. It became a
Yeah,
country
never.
later
Yeah.
on. But this is the name of the land.
Yeah.
Ukraina, at the very end of the Russian Empire. This is what it means.
And they have a
Now,
lot in common. The Russians and Ukrainians are the same people. They speak almost the same language. I see them here. I live in New York, in Brooklyn. There's a lot of Russians and a lot of Ukrainian, and they live together perfectly. I don't know how they're doing these days, but they're both Slavs. They're both a part of the Orthodox Church. Ukraine has been always part of Russia. It used to be the capital of Russia, Kyiv. Kyiv. I don't know how to
that
pronounce
was
Kyiv.
a very, very long time ago.
Yeah,
Things
I know, but
not- nope.
but it's a part of the culture or part of that history of that land. And
They are similar, but they're definitely not the same. Now I'm a Bulgarian man. I'm a Slavic man, so I understand the language. I can understand both languages, and I can tell
yeah,
you that they are similar. Of course, they are, but they're not the
but
same. Definitely,
they have
especially if
beautiful
you
women.
see them in writing.
Yeah,
And you highlighted something interesting. That
yeah,
is true. What you said, it's absolutely true. Russia wanted
yeah,
to join NATO. You wanted to join the European Union.
yeah.
Now they didn't because, again, this is disgusting. I understand that it is, but war is good for business.
Yes,
Now, if Russia was part of NATO or part of the European Union, how will the war be possible? Now you have to think 20, 30 years ago. Who are
I
you
agree with
going
you.
to attack and how are you going to fight so that you can keep this industry alive? This industry is very profitable. I understand it's troubling, but I'm just telling you. And there's another point that people often neglect.
Yeah,
The Soviet Union fell 33 years ago.
yeah,
And yes, it fell, but in all fairness, Mr. Omar, Mr. Haig, Russia had more than 3 decades to transform itself into a desirable place. And
yes,
it didn't. People,
yeah,
countries in general, don't want to be anywhere near them. And there's a very good reason for that. They don't. The Soviet Union fell, but the Russian structure is basically the same. It hasn't changed. There isn't a lot of difference between the Imperial Russia, the Soviet Russia, and modern day Russia. There are differences, of course, but on its essence, it's very, very similar to what it has always been. And this is
I agree.
a desirable place. And this is
I-
why other countries don't want to be around them. Now, this is something you should take under consideration.
Yeah, but historically, Russia has been a peaceful nation. Has not invaded all over the place. It's not a. It's always been invaded. It's always been on the defensive, not on the offensive. That's historically.
you
But I
sure?
agree with you. Well, I mean, part of that is fair, yes. But I mean, it's not like British. They didn't have no colony in Middle East and Africa. They did not steal people's money and land. They did not colonize and try to make people Russian. No. What
Are
I'm
you
trying to say
certain of
is,
this?
where did Russia come out of its sphere? Did it go to Africa?
Well, first of all, yes, it is. Even now, even today. And
No, I'm not talking
second,
about.
after the second,
I'm not talking. Hold on, I'm not talking about the Wagner now. I'm talking about historically before now, with the Wagner, all
okay.
that stuff. Historically, Russia
Well,
has
after the
never.
second,
Yeah,
go again.
go ahead, go ahead. I know the Second War when they took over the Eastern Europe.
Taking half of the continent is pretty much colonialism. I mean, not in that way that the
Yeah,
British
but did
did
they
it.
did they force
But
the Russian language on you? Did they force anything? Did they steal your wealth? They were giving you guys money. Russia, that's why they weren't broke because they were feeding us these poor. Until these days, these countries, the satellite countries that Russia had, they are broke country like Poland, all these countries. They are dependent on the European Union. They are actually a warfare state. They are actually a burden on the European Union right now. They are without any welfare money coming out of the Germany and French.
Is that
These
true?
countries cannot survive. Yeah, they're not making no money.
Poland?
Poland gets like
that
$89
is
billion. Yeah, you go look it up.
that's
They don't.
very interesting information. I didn't know it, and I actually live here. Not only that,
That's,
I'm actually familiar with many businesses in Poland. Poland is number 1 producer of chicken meat in the European Union, number 4
yes,
producer in pork meat in the world.
I know.
So
All
Poland
those
is doing pretty
businesses.
well.
Every business there is subsidized. You can look it up. Go to ChatGPT. You don't even need to talk to nobody. Every business, all the
What a
farmers
mess.
are subsidized by the European Union. I think they got 89 billion. What do you call it? The pounds. I don't know what do you call it. What do you call it? Euros
Euros.
for the next three,
Yeah.
4 years from now until 2027. What I'm trying to say is that Russia, the whole war that started is that we kept on moving and moving and moving toward Russia. And you know who's the author of this war? There's a guy named called Antonio Blinken. He's the Secretary of State, and he's probably the de facto leader right now. And
Oh, yeah.
all these wars are his war. Biden is in a coma. If you remember,
Tony Blinken.
before Putin entered Ukraine, he sent 5 demands, like security demands,
Uh-huh.
and they refused to give it to them. And I'm willing to bet you those demands were.
And they were super reasonable. I
They were-
know,
of
I
course,
know the
yeah,
article
yeah.
you're referring to.
Thank you.
Interesting.
They were very reasonable. Yes, I don't have it in front of me, but I remember that. I remember Mr. Blinken. Oh, Lord, this man is.
He's a scum.
This is a
That's all,
sick
like I
man.
said.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
He went to a concert. Go on.
He's a new con. He's a part of the new cons. Like they like wars from the Iraqi war. He's the remnants of the Iraqi wars. And
What
all
were you
those
about to
wars.
say? What were you about to say? That he went to a concert?
He went to a concert in Kiev. I watched him on the news. I couldn't believe it, but it was true. And he was playing a guitar in the middle of a dying country. Like, what kind of psychopath you have to be? Playing a guitar, he just had an amazing time. He was very happy. Now, I understand that there are evil people. They always have been, but at least don't be like that out. Just don't put it out like that.
Yeah.
At least keep it to yourself. Be evil.
Right.
You know why?
I got to wrap this up. It's great hearing from you, Denny, in Bulgaria, man.
I understand, Mr. Haken, Mr. Omar. I would like to.
Okay, come to my channel. Join my community. Come on, guys, help me out. I want to be part of this community. I want to be part of Hake Nation. Go ahead.
Right on. Kind regards to your audience and your viewers, Mr. Haken. God be with you.
Thank you, Denny.
Right.
Take care.
God bless you, man.
Goodbye.
All right, bye. Let me double check. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
You know that because before the war in Ukraine, Blinken was on MSNBC like 4 weeks before they said, well, there will be consequences to pay if Putin. He was talking like a cowboy, like a tough man.
Yeah, he's
and it's all his war. Even when he went to Israel after October, he said, "I have not come to you as to you, Netanyahu on TV." He said, "I have come to you as a Jew." He's the Secretary of
Anthony
State.
Blinken.
Yeah, he's the Secretary of State of the United States. What the
Yeah.
hell are you talking about? You're going to talk, I'll come to you as a Jew. Listen, that's on your own time. You should resign and go there. And these wars, he's the architect and he's the author of these wars.
That's crazy. And he's not even like he doesn't even strike me as a strong, manly man. Anthony Blinken is not even like manly at all. So he's a
punk. He's a punk.
Exactly. And speaking of punks, I have a call to get to. Rika Frederick in Los Angeles, California, is on the line here, and he wants to challenge you on the Palestine-Trump situation. What's up, Rika?
Right.
What's up, Frederick?
Was that a sneak diss in there? Good morning.
Oh,
Hank.
no, that was an in-your-face calling you a punk. What's up, man?
Oh,
up,
wow. All right.
No offense.
What's up?
No offense.
Now, you fit right in, Omar, with the hate nation, because you must be blind, because you can't see the hateful, I
am actually. I'm getting surgery on my eyes on the 14th. I'm losing my sight.
You still going to be blind,
We're
because
pulling
you're
for you,
like
man.
the people. You're still going to be blind, because you can't see that when Trump left office, he was mad at Bibi Netanyahu. I'm talking about Israel.
I was mad at him, too.
Because he was quick to congratulate Biden.
Yeah,
I didn't mind
that's
that.
what
I was
they
okay
do.
with that.
That's what they do.
Exactly.
They don't care. Israel will
No,
kiss.
he said help him, right? He said, yeah, because Trump was played like a fiddle for moving the embassy, for letting them occupy the Golan Heights.
Yeah, he got $100 million for it.
He got nothing
$119 million.
in return. He was a bad business deal.
Exactly. Politically, yes. You're absolutely right, because that was our leverage. You could have got something in return, like a peaceful resolution. Donald Trump is very erratic. Even now, they're already charming him. He went to Mar-a-Lago. He had a dinner with him. You have to understand what the
With
Israelis are.
Bibi went to Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, they had
Netanyahu.
dinner. Yeah, when he came, he did that speech, and they gave him like 79 ovation. Those idiots.
Wow.
He went to Mar-a-Lago. He had dinner, and he made the deal. He's going to get $100 million from Miriam Edelson.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, why do you think he said it publicly in the debate that he wants Israel to finish the job, and Kamala said she wants a two-state solution?
See, this is
How do
lip
you
service.
think Trump is going to give you stop the genocide in Gaza? Explain that with your blind self.
Well, Trump is going to say no weapons.
Nice.
Trump could say that. Trump doesn't
No,
give
he's
a.
going to say finish the job.
Trump is
He
not
already
scared. He could get up one day and say, Netanyahu, listen, you're not going to get nothing. Trust me, you're going to see it. I hope he wins. You got to stop this, okay? You're making me look bad. I'm the president of the United States. The people, the United States is looking bad. Because right now, the United States, you have these, what's his name? Austin, he's the Secretary of State.
Yeah, Lloyd
I want to
Austin.
say something. I don't want you guys to think I'm racist. I'm not racist. He's the first black Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any. I don't think he has any leverage. He just want to make everybody happy. Every day, Secretary of State Austin called his peer in Israel. What are you calling him for? You're his puppet. They own you, Mr. Austin.
Wow.
Oh, we're gonna send B-52. Why are you sending B-52 fighters for? Why are you sending 3 carriers to the region?
Yeah.
Why do we have to go to war? There's a solution. Give these people their freedom. That's it. It's not complicated.
Look, Israel don't want to give them people the freedom.
I'll tell you one thing. The impression I have of President Trump is that he sees war and killing and discord and riots. He doesn't like it. He wants peace. We have to have peace. And
he's
so
liberal
you
at
have to
heart.
understand, he was in his position before. He argued with Netanyahu about occupying the West Bank when he was in office. He didn't agree with Benjamin
occupying
Netanyahu.
Occupying is one thing. All-out war is another. And Trump can
what?
bring the war under control.
He escalated it.
I don't care about that. That's just your talk.
Hey, Donald Trump.
Real talk.
Look.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just one word. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Donald Trump even exposed the thing. He said, when I went there, I found out that he doesn't want peace. They don't want no settlement.
Nice.
He said it. I thought it was the Palestinian. I'm talking to the Palestinian.
So how are you voting for him? And he
because Trump is real. He can tell that Trump is real, and Trump has a better chance at peace.
No, he's gaslighting against. He's gaslighting.
No, because he can see that Kamala is doing nothing for peace in the Middle East.
No, Omar knows the truth. Omar knows the truth. He knows he's a very smart man, but he's gaslighting the one to jump to the Republican side because he thinks he'll get some more viewers or something.
Rika,
this ain't right. You can't play blind like this. Like
today's election day. Today's election day. Have you already voted, or are you voting?
Yes, sir. I have voted, and I'm gonna keep it to myself. But I did not vote for genocide.
You voted for Harris. Sound like
no. I don't think he did.
What's his name? What's his name?
Frederick.
Hey, did you know Trump's name wasn't on the ballot in Beverly Hills? It's at the bottom of the second page. I wonder why they did that.
Yeah, I think maybe his by initial. Maybe an initial comes first. Frederick, you see, I'm a religious person. I pray I pray 5 times a day as a Muslim. I'm not an extremist like those people. I believe prayer is a private thing, and I find that if the Republican Party, the real Republican Party, is able to insert family values in the curriculum in school for kids to learn, I want that for my kids and my community. As a matter of fact, the Dearborn community, you saw that. I don't have the video right now. They endorsed Trump. He went to Hamchick. Hamchick is a town of 28,000. It's mostly Yemenis, and it's the only town in America where the mayor is Muslim. The whole government is Muslim.
Wow!
And they invited Trump. He went there. You have to give him credit.
Wow!
He went there and he met with them and he held a rally with them and they all endorsed him. When somebody comes to your home, you have to give him respect.
Yeah.
Harris played that game. First, she won't let any Palestinians speak at the DNC convention. She had people thrown out of her.
To be a Christian nationalist country.
No. Let him finish his point, and then you ask your question. You're throwing
second
it off.
Of all, second, Harris refused to let any Palestinians speak at the national. Even during the day when nobody's watching, she had people kick Muslim leaders from her rallies. She refused to go to Dearborn. All she had to do every time they yelled, the protesters, yeah, you mean Gaza? We're working around the clock. Me and Joe, we're working. What are you making donuts around the clock? It takes you 20. What is this around the clock? When do you sleep, Harris? Harris is a weak candidate.
Yeah.
She's not going to be her own person, and she's just going to be a puppet of the deep state. You're going to see it all, and we're just going to go through the whole process of it all. I want Donald
I
Trump
did
to
not know that.
Their campaign team's responsible for all of that, just like Trump didn't even pick J.D. Vance. His campaign team does all of that, and he's not in charge of nothing. Anyway, on to the next topic, because what
No,
you're
but
saying
that's
is not even
remarkable.
what they're doing.
No, you want to move on because you don't want the Muslims and Christians to unite for what's right.
Unite for a beautiful America.
Yeah.
We
No,
want
Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism had women not voting. It had slavery cracking. It had Jim Crow laws. All Christian nationalists wants to do is go back to 1798, where only white men can vote, and it's not going back.
I agree with you. I'm not into Christian nationalism. I'm into Christian values.
Nice.
Christian religious values. That's what I want.
It's going to bring Christian nationalists, so we shouldn't have Christianity in politics, period.
Then we all got guns and we
out
duke
of
it out.
politics,
Rika,
then we can talk.
You're trying to stoke fears, Frederick. Shame on you.
No, church and state is
I'm
separate.
telling you, we need to take our values back.
Separate.
I want even Christian those who go to church. I want cultural Christian to be part of this nation.
I understand what you want.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, we need our children. Our children should not. 28%
I
of
think
general.
God to speak on the heart of the people.
What do you think about this? Listen to this, Frederick. Listen to what Omar is about to say.
I'm going to speak.
28% of general Z between genital Z, what they call it, they identify as LGBTQ.
Wow.
The new alpha between 2010, they're only 14 years old. The age span right now, 23 or 22% identify as gays or part of that community. Now, there's a problem.
Well, if I was you, I'd be scared because they're the ones that's going around you old people that think like y'all up and put y'all on a crazy farm, and y'all going to be outnumbered. I'm not worried about it because y'all want to make this a Christian nationalist country. That's imposing your views on others, and that's not right.
No, we don't want national.
You're the one imposing, Rika.
No, I'm saying be an individual. You can be whoever you want to be in America.
Frederick, first of all, these guys who say they're Christian nationals, they're mistaken because Christianity is not a nationalism.
Right.
Christianity is a faith, especially Christianity.
No, you know they out there saying it's
Let me just finish my thought, please,
Yeah.
Frederick. Christianity is not an ethno religion. It's a universal religion that it wants members. It is in Africa. Africa was 5% Christian when the 19th century came in. Now it's almost 60% Christian. That means there's a lot of missionaries there working.
Yeah.
But what we want, I think the people, those who use Christianity as nationalism, they're just hiding their fascist views, because how could Christianity be a nationality or nationalism? It's a faith. It's a religious faith of belief and love.
Okay,
beautiful message from Omar. Rika.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got to be with
unity.
We got to unite with Christians.
That's what we're voting for when we vote for Trump. Values.
You got to accept that some Christianity say women can't vote.
That's okay.
I mean, women can't.
What about
this is America.
Extremists?
People can think that. This is America.
Listen,
we have a lot of people who think like that. Not just them, probably Muslims too. Some Muslims too.
That's right.
Y'all are divided amongst yourselves.
That's fine. Hey, we can be divided. We can be divided about women voting.
Preachers.
Frederick, from this platform, I put my hand out to my Christian brothers and sisters. Let's take America back.
Yeah.
Let's take family value.
There's so many denominations of Christianity.
Go back to the churches.
Hey, don't try to talk over them, Rika.
Yeah, go back to the churches. The churches are empty. I live I don't want to give my location. They have such beautiful churches that have been closed. I mean, the windows are like 100 feet long. These were built in the 1800s. And they're so beautiful. As a matter of fact, I don't want you guys to get upset. We just bought one for $100,000, and we're making it a mosque and turn it into a school.
That's the world, eh?
Yeah, but we want the reason Muslims.
There's so many different sects. I'm saying y'all can't get under one.
We know that.
No, we just need our children to go to school and learn how to read and write. That's it.
Yep. Exactly.
That's it. Every other stuff
So now
we
you
could
agree
teach
with
you.
public school, Hake? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
he didn't necessarily say public school. He just said school and learn to read and write. That's the point. Not to
I'm going to
learn all
tell
of this
you,
LGBT racism mess.
my
Y'all just
niece.
talking in circles. Y'all say homeschool.
Yeah, my
No,
niece.
go to
No,
school.
you're changing the subject, Rika.
Private
My
is
niece.
government. Hold on,
My
wait a
niece.
minute.
No.
Government
I
is
want to
private?
hear Frederick. I want to hear Omar make his last point, and then I got to hang up with you because I have to keep it moving.
Okay, my niece lives in Indiana. Indiana, they have private brochures they give you to go to any school they want. A matter of fact, all our kids, they go to Muslim schools, Muslim kindergarten, everything, and Indiana pays for that, and it's free, and they are Christian schools. They are everything. We should be allowed to send our school wherever we want to go, because when you teach kids values and the fear of God and the fear of decadence and things that are natural, you build a healthy society. That's the only
Yeah.
way.
So
That's
true,
the only
man.
way. We don't want to bring in. You
Yeah,
know what
but
happened in the
first you
Bible
said
when
he
that
was
thing
voting for
happened?
Trump
We don't want no
because he was
rocks on
gonna
our
end
heads.
Gaza.
Huh?
Last
I was
word.
like, I was calling because I wondered how you figured Trump was going to end the war in Gaza, but now you talking about foods
Gaza
and
has already
Christianity.
it's been
Trump ain't no
decimated. So
Christian at all.
no, we
So
have an
I don't
issue with
even
the
know how you
Zionist
think you
Christians.
gonna put some Christian values out.
There are more Zionist Christians than there are Zionist Jews. This is our problem. Who give their money like that guy Haig? What's his name? That short guy who yells a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That the end of time is coming. He scared the data out of me. I saw this documentary. But this is our issue with the United States is Zionist Christian. We need Americans to
Have
be.
no fear. God's
need Americans-
plan. Y'all just gotta sit back and just let it unfold.
So what is Harris
Once you
going to
see
do?
the winner of the
50,000.
election today, you know where
Frederick,
the hearts of
Okay,
men.
I'm not going to walk over 50,000 dead bodies and vote for Harris. I'm not
Yeah.
going to give her that benefit.
Me neither.
I cannot live with my conscience will not let me. I will not let that go and walk over
Yeah.
20,000 dead bodies of children to vote for a vice
You should have
president.
thought about that when he ripped up the Iran deal and moved the embassy to Jerusalem. You know
Listen,
what I
he could
mean?
move. Israel, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a prediction. Israel is going to go away. It is it's a
Yeah.
foreign.
So
it's,
you
it's
think
a,
Trump's gonna
it's
let
a
that
foreign
happen?
body.
You're crazy.
Listen, it's a foreign body in the Middle East. Just one more example before you go. 20 years ago, nobody could reach any city inside Israel with a rocket or with a drone. Today, the drones are flying all over like hawks all over Israel. Israel cannot defend itself without the United States. 24 hours a day, we have planes
to
that are taking
Christianity.
weapons. Huh?
I rest my case.
Thank you, Rika. I got to run, man. Take
All
care.
We love the Christians.
Yeah. And we love the Jews too.
We love them. Any American, any people who love America, we love them. Okay, how about that, hey?
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. We love it. We don't hate nobody because Jesus said, "Love your neighbor like you love yourselves."
Indeed.
Right? Look at Jesus' friend. They were all misfits. They had nothing. The women were questionable, but Jesus accepted them for what they are, and he hung out with them. He didn't hang out with the rich and the elite, did he? He didn't hang out with J.D. Vance, did he? Or Peter Thiel? No.
He might have hung out with them a little bit too, because
No, he was killed by them.
Some of the
He was killed.
Pharisees went to Jesus in
Yeah,
secret.
the Pharisees are the writers, right? Who write the Bible? Is that the scribes? Or
Yeah. Anyway, I have a super chat. Popcorn's Thump Keg bought a coffee asking, why do you believe that women shouldn't be able to vote? Would you recommend to a woman who is planning to cast a vote for Trump today to stay home? Why or why not?
no,
Well, go ahead.
I always said I'm against these red pill crazy guys who say women should not vote. We should abolish the 19th Amendment. First of all, women have children, right?
Right.
And they have husbands.
Yes.
So when you vote, you're voting for war and peace with the government that's coming in, what they're going to do. So if I vote for Trump, I'm trying to save my kids. So let her vote because she don't want war. I mean, we cannot disfranchise people. We got to let people have a stock in our country. You understand?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we gotta love the women too.
I love the women. I personally think they shouldn't be voting in general because women get caught up, and it's kind of, if they were married, you're sort of dividing the household.
Let's say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say my neighbor, I'm gonna say Martha. I'm gonna call her Martha, okay?
Okay.
Her husband died, right?
Yes.
She has 6 children. They're about around the age 18. They're about that age. Now you have a president, let's say, who wants war. Oh, we're going to go to war with Russia. We're going to clean it up. She has the right to say, no, I don't want the war, and vote against the president who wants war, because she has an interest that her children are going to stay alive. You have to think that way. Don't think about it because she's a female or because she's not intelligent or they make emotional decisions. But they make emotional decisions to save their kids. They have a skin in the game. If she has 7 kids, I think she should be able to vote for a president or for a government that doesn't want war to save our own children. Isn't that fair?
Whatever. It's kind of, honestly, I think it's an irrelevant question because we're not going to be able to take it back away from them.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. It's just, like Denny in Bulgaria, I like to live in reality, and the reality is the women are voting. It's good to bring it up and point out, hey, ladies, you're getting too involved. Go ahead.
Hey, you know they're the biggest bloc, the voters, right? They vote more than men.
They vote more than blacks.
What are you going to tell half the population they can't vote? Come on.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, they vote. They're probably a more consequential voting bloc than blacks or Hispanics either.
You know, they're the one who denied Hillary the presidency. They don't want to do it. They hated her. The women, they voted for Trump.
So true.
You understand? Even now, women control the balance of who's going to be president. Right now, they call them what? The independent women or suburban women?
Yeah.
Because what we do is no Democrat has ever got the white men majority vote since LBJ. So that means they never get anything above 50, whatever, in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
So the women are the swinging, I don't know what we call it in English, that swings
They're
back
swing
and forth.
voters, yeah.
Yeah, well, they decide. So they're going to decide tonight if Harris is going to be the first woman president, and that's what they're going to do.
In your face.
Yeah, she was a
but I wouldn't like
individual.
that.
She's an evil human being.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, her and her husband. he went to Michigan. We gotta support Israel. Yeah, I know, because they have video of you with Epstein, right? Get out of here.
Let's get back to calls. Mark,
let's get the calls.
Mark in Los Angeles is on the line here. Mark, you're live with Omar of Third Rail.
Yeah. Hi, Omar. Hi, Hank.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm calling to speak for the white Christian majority.
Okay.
I want to, first of all, I have to waste time going after the first call you had today, the gaslighter, your co-host. The reason the deficit went up under Trump is because we had an evil man named Fauci that Trump listened to, and Fauci, this is, wrecked the economy.
Yeah.
Trump didn't. It wasn't because of Trump. It was because he got bad advice from a little creep named Fauci.
Hillary fan, by the way. He was a Hillary fan, I think.
Oh, sure. He purposefully undermined Trump's economy. That was his role. That was his job.
Wow.
So when your gaslighter from Phoenix calls up and gaslights your audience, which you gave him a full 20 minutes to do, he didn't mention the COVID problem. Now let's go to the border. We had the least amount of illegal aliens crossing into the country under President Trump.
Wow.
This is what, it's a fact. This is what they don't want. The clown in Phoenix, Harris. Oh, he's voting for Harris.
No, he's not.
That's what he tells you, but we know he's a liar.
He's a liar, but he's not going to vote for Kamala. I know. I
guarantee he will. Kamala.
I'm guessing that you're wrong.
Obama. Pardon?
I'm guessing that you're wrong about him voting for Kamala. His hatred.
So you're going to.
It's okay. He hates Trump, and he's wrong for that. But anyway, go ahead.
Obama. And Obama has endorsed this witch.
Yeah.
Basically, Harris is Obama.
Yeah.
Without a certain sex organ. Okay.
Deep state.
Now,
deep state.
The other thing.
True.
The other thing here, in regards to the wall, we would have had that wall completed.
Yep.
And Mexico would have paid for it by way of remittances.
Yep.
But we didn't get that far. Trump had to fight a bunch of phony impeachments, like he's fighting a bunch of phony lawfare cases.
I'm with you.
And he still got most of the border wall completed.
You
give him a second term, the border wall is done, mass deportations, And as far as the Middle East is concerned,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care about the Muslims. I don't care about the Jews. Neither one of you people accept Jesus. So why would I?
We do.
blood? No,
Muslims
you don't.
do.
What, do you? Okay, so you're a born again Christian.
No, he thinks Jesus is a prophet. He should be
He's a good-
respected.
But he's not.
Yes.
He doesn't accept him as his
I
savior.
think we respect Jesus more than the Christians. We have never
do
disrespected him.
you accept him as your personal savior?
He's a man. He can,
Okay, so that's a no. See how
He's
he
a
doesn't
great-
answer the question, Hank?
he,
won't
no,
say yes or no.
no. Of course, he's not a god. He's a prophet. I'm
Okay,
telling
that's
you
what you say. But
Yeah,
neither
but I
you.
mean- Have
Wait a
you
minute.
have you seen those plays that Christian put of Jesus? They say he's gay. Have you put those
Yeah,
pictures
that's
in the
terrible.
museum when you guys disrespect your own God? So relax, okay?
I don't. I
Nobody
wouldn't
does.
approve of
If
that.
somebody,
That's
if
not our.
somebody in
That's
the
not our
Muslim
type of
world,
Christian.
if somebody in
They're
the
not
Muslim
even
world
Christian.
Yeah.
disrespected Jesus, trust me, he will be unalived by the government right away,
Whoa,
or put
I
in jail
disavow.
for a long, long time. Jesus
No,
is
okay,
one of the
let's get
mightiest prophets.
Got it.
All right,
Let's
all
go back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Neither the Muslim nor the Jew accept Jesus as their personal savior. Why should I shed blood for either side? Why should
Don't.
I give money for either side?
Fair-
Both
fair
Harris
question.
and Trump have to play both sides on this issue.
That's true.
But as a white Christian, I oppose any foreign aid to any non-Christian.
What do you think about Zionist Christians?
Pardon me?
What do you think about the Zionist Christians?
You can't be a Zionist and a Christian.
They have
That's
it.
ridiculous.
There's
A
like
Zionist
50
is
million
a
of them.
Jewish nationalist. Those are the ones that put the nails in Jesus' hand through the Roman soldiers. The Roman
There's-
soldiers did the dirty work.
Right.
There's about
But
30
the Jews
million.
did. The Pharisees and the scribes forced Pontius Pilate to crucify our Lord. And again, as in
Hey,
regards to the
Google
Middle
Zionist
East
Christian,
report-
how many they are?
Pardon me?
There's a lot of us.
No, Zionist Christian, not
I don't know. I'm sort of. I like Israel, but I like the other. I like some of the Muslim countries too. Iran.
Israel is no good. Israel is a parasite.
But hey, as a white Christian,
Yes.
why do you want your money and our soldiers to die?
I definitely
for either
don't want-
one of these groups.
Yeah, I don't
Either
want
one.
to send our soldiers. I don't know about the money thing. I don't know what kind of deals we have going. I kind of like the idea of not supporting war and stuff like that. That's why I'm voting for Trump, is because Trump is a man of peace and authority.
I
And-
agree.
Can I-
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
respond?
also-
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I agree with you. We don't want you to. The weapons you're sending, they are killing our people. The money you're giving are killing our women and children. We don't want you to give money. We don't want your money. Stay out of the Middle East. That's first of all.
Nice.
Second of
Okay,
all,
I'll buy that.
okay. Second of all, I don't know what this war. Have you seen the tunnels in Gaza? They had trucks going under those. Do you really think that war is going to stop? They just built tunnels. They're gonna come out in the middle of San Francisco or San Diego. You need high tech surveillance. You need drones. You need these systems like alarm system that rings an alarm and tell people they're still far away. This war, China, it didn't work for China. China still got invaded. You understand? So you got to take into consideration Hezbollah and these. They are building tunnels underground. They have trucks going through them. So what do you think the Mexicans, who are very hardworking people, not able to make tunnels into the United States, get rid of the war is just nothing but a waste of money. Trust me. I don't want any mass. I'm against mass immigration. I'm against illegal immigration. I'm for legal immigration that is
Right.
controlled.
Yeah,
not
limited.
not overwhelm the white majority. I don't want I want America to stay white majority. You know why? Because I fear that if the white majority become minority, they're gonna fucking go. South Korea in New York, they're gonna start shooting back. Nobody wants to be a minority in the country
True.
they founded.
Good point.
If you
Yeah,
if I
well,
founded this country, if you went to Yemen, my native land, and all of a sudden you have these Chinese people in there,
Right.
and they're telling me, well, the Yemenis after 20 years they're going to be a minority, and the Chinese are going to be a majority. I'm like, let's get those guns ready. You understand?
That's
Because
what-
I'm not going to be a minority in my own country.
That's a good
I
point,
agree
man.
with that. I don't want to disturb. I don't want to disturb the population pyramid. Leave
Okay.
it as it
I-
is.
Yeah,
slowly.
I
Let
agree.
it grow naturally. Let it grow naturally. That's it.
Okay, here's the thing, and I said this on the show yesterday. In 1960, when America was great again, we had a majority of whites. I think it was 90% of America was white.
Yeah.
The crime rate was extremely low, except in Negro neighborhoods, and everybody was happy. And then we had 1965 and the Civil Rights bill that passed in 64. The next year we passed the Immigration Act with Ted Kennedy passing it. And all of a sudden our numbers started to drop. And now with this Harris administration, she's just opened, or I should say Biden, Harris, they just opened the floodgates to these colored people so that they can outnumber us. And like I told Hake yesterday, once they take the majority and get amnesty, all of our representatives and senators are going to be commie Democrats.
Wow.
They're going to stack the Supreme Court with a bunch of communists, and we're going to be under the heel of these demons. And that's why I fight so hard for my race and my nation. And we're losing both. Trump will only be a temporary stopgap to the satanic, demonic, third world peoples that want to take America over. But at least he'll be a stopgap. It'll be a short time that we'll be able to get our stuff together again.
Okay, Omar, go ahead.
Let me just respond. You spoke about the 1960s. In the 1960s, two things happened that corporate America really sponsored and wanted it. First, they wanted mass immigration for cheap labor, and they introduced feminism. They took the mother, the woman from the house and put her in the workforce and let her compete with her husband for jobs. If you look at the job right now with the money, a man in 1969 was making more money by himself than two people are making with today's money. So two things happened: that they took the women out of the house to saturate the market with a new workforce to control the wage increases, and they wanted cheap labor. They got people from overseas who just came there and worked from day one for peanuts. So that's what happened. These two things happened at once.
But you forgot one thing, Omar. There was a third thing. And that was the integration of the races, the civil rights movement. That did more damage than those other two things combined.
Interesting.
And I just want to say this to Omar. We don't have a race problem in America. We have a problem race. And
That's
a
what
couple
Elijah
of the problems... Pardon?
There was a guy named Elijah, slightly offensive, posted that on X. He said the same thing that you say, Mark.
Good. And it's true. We don't have a race problem. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But and one last thing, if I could do this, I want to give a Bible quote. I won't read it. I'll just give it to the listeners. I got this from Candace Owens. And I think
you don't have to be mentioning names. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's Revelations chapter 3, verse 9. And what it does, it exposes the black Hebrew Israelites for exactly who they are.
Crazy.
Yeah, read that quote.
Okay.
Revelations 3, verse 9. It tells you who this clown that you just had on, Frederica, the low IQ guy. It defines him perfectly. And I'm glad I got that from her. And lastly, the biggest demographic in this country that represents the biggest danger are white liberal women.
Wow.
They are the single biggest threat because they want to kill their babies, and they're going to vote for Harris. And it doesn't matter to them if she throws the country in the garbage can as long as they can kill their babies. Human sacrifice. And that's the problem. I think Trump's going to win.
I hope so.
Despite all that.
I hope so.
Yeah, but there's already voting. I'm looking at the news. There's already problems in Pennsylvania, so we'll see what happens.
Well,
God willing.
Americans don't cheat.
Thank you.
Take care.
Americans don't cheat, so there's no cheater in the voting. Don't believe that. We Americans, we do two things. We're sport.
Yeah.
We don't cheat in sport, and we don't cheat in voting because we're too lazy to vote anyway. Are we gonna go cheat?
Right, I know. I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't cheat. I mean,
it's true.
Yeah, that's just the vibe. Oh, because I'm going to lose, so they must have cheated.
Yeah,
you know what Trump did when he was running against Cruz in Iowa with the primary, when Cruz won because he had the Christian evangelist?
Oh, yeah.
He cheated.
Right. I don't
Yeah,
buy
so-
that. I don't believe that stuff.
We need to respect the outcome. If we love, I'm saying this, if we love our country and if we want our country to continue, Trump is gonna go, Harris is gonna go, I'm gonna go. Hey, we're all gonna die because we're human beings. But America will still be there for our children and our grandchildren, and we need to save this nation because if this nation collapses, the whole world is going to collapse economically, and it's going to go into a Mad Max version. We have all these nuclear weapons. What are you going to do with them if we collapse as a country?
You definitely
You
have a
understand?
point there, man.
We're dangerous. We're
Yeah.
a dangerous country to collapse.
For real.
That's why the world will probably make sure that we don't collapse. They will pay us not to collapse.
Yeah.
Because
Too big to
trust
fail.
me. Yeah, all these weapons we have, all these people, all these ethnicities. You ever see that movie Mad Max? It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah. Let's love America. You know, I appreciate America probably more than people who are born here because I came from a poor nation, a country that used to be communist. People,
Yemen, huh? Yemen used to be communist?
Yeah, the South. We had North and South.
Okay.
But the South used to come in and kidnap our people and kill them because they say they are Burgatash. What do you call the rich people? I don't know what they call them.
Okay.
But they used to disappear people. And, you know, I enjoy my life, Hake. I'm in a middle-class situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have a beautiful house. I live in a nice middle-class surrounded by my beautiful white neighbors.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's it. You know, when I came here, they all gave me apple pies. I said thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. So we need that. We need to accept the results. So everybody, don't believe that stuff. Don't
Yeah.
believe Trump. We accept the results and we move on. Remember what happened in 2000 with Gore with 500 votes?
Yep.
Yeah, and the governor was his brother. I mean, if that was Trump, he was nuts. And they still, they let it go. The Democrats are not. They just stood down. They said, okay, let it go. They gave Trump. They gave what's his name, Gore, about $1 billion. And told him, go ahead under the table.
Go fight climate change.
No, they gave him. How the hell?
Wow, I didn't know
so
that.
rich?
That's funny.
Where's all that money? He bought. He's worth like hundreds of millions. He was poor from Tennessee. He was.
I see your shirt has the American flag, and what's the other flag next to it?
That's my country, the Yemeni flag.
Oh, okay, and it's
And I got this new hat because it says, "Oh, Omar." It's the Orioles, but I liked it. I don't know how it looks. I just got
no,
it
it looks
yesterday.
good, man. Right
Yeah,
on.
I'm into that stuff. I try to look young, for the people.
Right on.
So the hate community, guys, you gotta embrace me, man. Help me out with my channel, man. I got 2.8 million dead people in it. Okay, help me.
Third Rail Omar, and also you can follow him on X, the Comforter, all one word, _ and numeral 1. The Comforter
That's in the
_
Bible.
1.
That's where I got it from.
Nice.
I used to debate Christians a long time ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get to a last couple of calls here as we wrap
let's
up.
go, yeah.
Pambo is in Greece. Pambo, thank you for calling and holding there. You're live with Omar of Third Rail and Hake.
Yes. Hello, Hake, and hello, Omar.
Hey.
Nice to talk to you. And I wanted to talk about Mark and about Federico before.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk also with Omar about some things he said.
Sounds good.
So Mark just said we need to accept Jesus as our Lord and Savior. I hear this all the time. What does this even mean? It doesn't make any sense.
I know. That's why I was chuckling about it.
Yes, every time someone calls Jesse's show, they say we need to accept Lord. It's just a word. So they believe in this word and they keep saying it, but still they commit sin by hating the father, hating the mother, and not not forgiving them.
It sort of indicates that they don't even accept Jesus, because if they accepted Jesus, they would do what Jesus said, which is love your brother and love your enemy.
Yes,
they have a joke.
Especially Mark, he tells about his own race, our race. I need to fight my own race. He wants to be in a group. He needs to be a groupie because if he's not in the group, he will be weak. These people always identify with some groups. We should never be with
my wife is Irish. If he sees my wife, he's going to go nuts.
Your wife is Irish?
Yeah, of Irish background.
I didn't know that. Is she Muslim as well? Did she go?
She's a Muslim, yeah.
Okay.
She converted.
Wow.
I met her in
Catholic
college.
to Muslim.
Yeah. Irish people are very, very generous people.
Yeah, they are.
I love her.
Yep. Nice. Shout out.
Yeah. And what I saw is what he said is the biggest threat for everyone is liberal women.
Uh-huh.
Well, there are also men that are like liberal women. Basically, the biggest threat is anger and evilness. If people hate, they are the biggest threat. Everyone who hates is the biggest threat. We cannot say because she is woman like this. There are men who are exactly like women. I see them every day. They walk with their Chihuahua dogs. They are more like a
so
woman.
true, man.
Yeah.
Even in Greece, you're seeing that?
Yes. Slowly, I'm seeing it also in Greece. There are many gays.
Chihuahuas in Greece. And gays in Greece?
They have transgender in Yemen, in Arabia. I was on Facebook,
really?
and and she opened the camera.
What do they do?
It's a worldwide trend.
What do they do with the transgenders in Yemen?
Huh? Oh, they throw them off the roof.
Yes.
I disavow.
They don't have no time for that.
So, Omar,
pedophiles
right.
And this,
What did you ask, Pembo?
Omar said women should vote, right?
He did.
Yes.
So, he said the reason for it is because the women have families and they have husbands and children, whatever. But if she has a husband, let her husband vote for her. Why does she need to vote? She gets a thrill out of it.
You didn't hear that? I said they're orphans. There was no husband. She has 6 children who are about to become 18. They might get drafted. She has every right to say that her sons cannot go to war. Guys, you got to open your minds. Because when you vote, you're voting for war and peace. Because right now, what am I voting for? I want to stop the war in Gaza, right? That's why I'm stopping Trump.
Yeah, that's your one issue, voting.
My issue. So in Dearborn, many women, they're going to Arabs, and they're going to vote for Trump in Dearborn. Probably he's going to win Michigan, trust me, because they want to stop the war. So women should have the pledge of the right to save their kids.
But what if we have 300 million votes with the women and 150 if the women don't vote? It doesn't make it with the percentage. It doesn't make a change. And also the women, I tell you the reason because why they want to vote. They get so a big thrill out of it because they are showing the men that they can do their own decision. And the most time the women vote liberal because the man from his heart he's conservative.
Yeah.
But the woman wants to oppose him, and she wants to vote liberal because she will show him I'm the boss. I'm so intelligent. I'm an educated woman. We shouldn't let them vote. If the woman wants to vote against war, she can go to her husband, and the husband will make her vote for her one vote, and that's it.
I'm with you on that, man. It makes a lot of sense.
Let me just say, that cat has been out of the bag in the 1960s when they introduced the birth control pill.
Oh, man.
And all that stuff. When women were told them, when society said you could wear pants and get up in the morning and compete with your husband, he takes a train and you take your bus to work and your kids is raising himself, that's already happened. There's no way to bring it back inside. You understand?
I understand, and you may be right about that.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. Reality. They did 7,000 is worth in 1969. Well, that was the average income. Just look at it. In 1969, you had the father. He had a car in the garage. He owned his own home, and he sent his kids to college on 7,000, 10,000 income. Now you're making 80 as a couple. That's equal to 7,000. So that means the wife is working free.
Wow.
For corporate America.
Yeah.
Because the wages never went. They never went up.
Have to pay. Now they have to subsidize the child care.
Yeah, they saturated the markets with immigrants and women on purpose. It's corporate. America is a corporation. It's not a nation.
Very selfish.
America is about money.
What a mess. But Pombo, you make great points though. Regardless.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. We appreciate
what else
people
I wanted to say, Federico, the guy before, Federico.
Yeah.
He told me, why should we let USA to go back to 1798? Well, the politics and the way America worked 1798 brought America to the point it was 30 years ago where it was good.
Yeah.
So this new modern politics is destroying America year for year so much more.
Yeah.
If we would stay with the ideas and the politics the people in 1798 we will be even more ahead than we are now. Now we are stuck. America is a stuck country and it's becoming worse and worse and worse. And it's because the people are not having the same minds as 1798.
Good point.
I'm going to tell you why. What happened to America, it started in 1996. Two things happened in 1996. New Gingers came to power with that contract with America crowd, the scorched earth politics, and Fox News were founded on the same year.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, the Democrats controlled Congress for 60 years. There was no problem. They passed bills. But once they took over in 1994, for the first time in 60 years, they introduced this contract with America, scorched earth policy, hateful rhetoric. That's what started New Gingers, and then don't forget and Rush Limbaugh.
Oh yeah,
was he started in the 1990s. He was working underground. He had 20 million followers, and this divide is not going to help us. Trust me. You don't want Americans to kill other Americans. You don't want us to become puppets to other countries. You don't want to turn the United States to 50 different countries, and we are just client states of China, Russia, and probably Arabia, whatever countries, and we're just puppets for those countries. You understand? Mm-hmm. We need to save our country. We need to say to put our arms to our Christian neighbor, to our Jewish neighbor, to whoever it is. We have the same love for this nation. We pray differently, but we all pray to the same God. We love our children. We have to do that to save America. I'm really, really emotional about this. I'm scared about this election, how it's going to come out. You know, I wish Trump, if he wins, he wins. If he doesn't, I wish he would accept the results and just move on and let it go. 4 years later, they're going to get a chance at the Republican Party.
Well, we'll see what happens, man.
But don't be emotional, my friend. Don't be emotional because all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
I'm with you. Good advice.
My country, man, more than 100,000 people have died in a civil war. There's no government. You have 4 different presidents.
Man,
but I mean, your country has become like this because the Arab countries are so emotional. They are so mad, so angry. And I've seen it. I have been also in Syria one time. It's a mess.
Where
they
are
are so
from?
angry. They are shouting. They are doing.
Greece.
Oh, he's from Greece. Oh,
yep.
I love Greece.
I
love
am
Greece
from
women.
Greece, yes.
You have beautiful women.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah. I knew a couple of Greek gals when I was growing up. Yeah, they were pretty.
But Greece is in debt.
Yeah.
Greece is
amazing right now. It's amazing. Yeah. It's a very nice country.
Thank you, Pablo. Great call, man. It's good to hear from you.
We love Greece.
I wanted to say one last thing.
Okay.
We love the Greece people, me and Hank. We love all the Greece.
Go ahead. Last thing, Pablo.
We shouldn't, as for the Americans, I'm telling, the Americans shouldn't care 1 second about any other country. No Palestine, no Israel, all these countries. Yeah. They have nothing to do with America. Palestine is so far away. And the people like Frederick who are saying there is a genocide happening in Palestine.
Yeah.
The Muslims are making genocide in Turkey. They took half Turkey was Armenian, half Turkey was Greek. Syria, so many genocides since the establishment of their religion.
True.
And we shouldn't care 1 second as Americans about any other country. No Palestine, not Israel, no Germany.
Yeah, us caring has only made it worse. Us getting involved has made it worse.
For America, don't think 1 second about anybody.
Nice.
Thank you, Hayes.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree with you. Stop sending those money and those weapons. They're killing everybody.
All
right.
Last call. Terry, and let's get a gal on the line. Terry in Oregon.
Let's make it fair.
Hi.
Hey, Terry, you're live.
I'm the only female to call in.
She's an Irishman woman, by the way.
Oh, so this is my in-law.
Yeah. Terry-in-law.
Yeah, we might be. We'll have to
Irish are very nice people.
I just subscribed to Omar, so
Say again?
I've subscribed to Omar before. I've been in his live chat, so.
Right on.
Thank you.
I'm hearing an echo.
Well, we're hearing you fine.
You're fine.
Okay, well, whatever.
So try to ignore the echoes and get your point out if you can.
Oh, man, my point. I was calling about the Palestine protesters in the U.S. I wanted to get both of your takes on it since you were both on. I found out, or it was reported that the people who set fire to the ballot boxes here were involved with the Free Gaza protest and movement, and they actually, I guess, on the incendiary devices, they had Free Gaza messages.
Yeah, I'd heard that. I don't know if it was confirmed that it was actually pro-Palestinian people, but
No, don't. There's a movement
Was
that
it a
is
setup?
no. There's a movement supported by Jerry Seinfeld's husband and these. Remember those kids that got beat up in the UCLA compartment? Those were protesters. They got attacked by
Uh-huh.
all those Jewish kids. You have to understand the Zionist machine lies every day. Those kids who are protesting, they are just they are young kids who are hopeful. They think they're doing the right thing, whatever.
Hmm.
I don't think they mean any harm. There's no violence. I already went to a morning by Columbia.
But
You
there
know,
are pro-Palestinian protesters who are
Yeah.
violent and crazy and dirty.
They
no,
did a ton of damage here in the city this past year. I mean, alone.
yeah,
In
these
Portland,
guys,
yeah,
Let
Portland,
alone
Oregon.
around the country. And
yeah,
I'm
these,
not. And I'm not
yeah, we don't
saying that
accept those
everybody
people.
involved.
What's
I'm
your
not
name?
saying everybody involved is like that, but there's clearly like a contingent that is fine with being
Those are,
disruptive and
I agree. Those are doing a disservice to the
Yeah, they're
to
kind
the
of like
cause.
Antifa, tied up
Yeah,
with
we
sort of
don't need
Black Lives Matter
Antifa.
type.
I
We
think
don't
there's
any.
definitely some overlap because a lot of the students, or they took over the college campuses, libraries
Yeah.
here, and a lot of the people involved in that weren't even students. So I do think that there is like outside influence, definitely. But yeah, I wanted to know what you all thought about that because
If it's
don't-
true
yeah.
that it was them
Yeah,
who did
it's
the
not.
ballot box burning, one, I'm not surprised because they do have like that occupier, Antifa, anti-American aspect of their group.
Where
So I'm
did
not
this
surprised.
happen? What state did this happen?
Oregon and Washington, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Oregon and Washington is always always Democrat, right?
They tend to be Democrat, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no purpose. I mean, it's a disservice to burn their own ballots
I
because
highly
they're gonna win.
doubt.
How about Oregon? Oregon doesn't vote for Democrat or because or Republican. I mean, the presidential race. Oregon, I think
Well, we
is Democrat, right?
last election cycle, we almost elected a Republican governor. So it's
Yeah.
kind
Wow.
of
No, I mean the
yeah.
presidential race.
Oh, I have no idea what we're gonna do, but we usually go blue. It is a pretty
Yeah.
dominant
What a
state.
shame.
Let
I
me
know.
tell you something.
I did
Let
my
me tell you
best, but
You voted for
Remember?
Trump?
of course.
Nice. Based.
Yeah, we're all voting. Go Trump.
This
I
woman,
suppose-
this woman can vote. She just shouldn't get too worked up about
That's
it.
it. Do you agree with me on women should vote? Do you agree with me on that part?
I definitely think women should be voting. I think women.
I
should
made the
take
right
their
argument, right? Because
citizenship.
they have a
Yeah,
skin in the
seriously.
game, right? Yeah, they have a skin in the game. They got kids, they got children, they got nieces. They got to vote to protect them.
Or
There's
they
a lot
just-
of women who don't
or
have
they just
kids
live-
nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy that Mark called me like the most dangerous bloc in America. Like I'm a part of that. as
Are you a
single
liberal
white
woman?
Yeah.
No, I'm not liberal. Did he say
Okay.
liberal? I thought he just said single white woman.
I think he said single
Oh.
white. I think he said white liberal women, but I
Yeah,
don't
white,
know.
yeah, white liberal, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
kind of
So
liberal. You're
close.
kind of liberal. A little bit.
In what way?
That you think
This
women
might
should
not
vote.
be-
That's
I
not
do think
liberal. That's
women
all right.
should vote. I mean,
Liberal.
yeah,
That's a human right.
I think, and especially like they talk about women, I don't know, counteracting their husbands. I think if you are married, you should probably vote as a family together.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
same way.
You should sit
Don't
down
undermine your
and,
husband.
Is that a
Yeah,
commercial
and, I mean, if
by
you
Julia
disagree,
Roberts?
I think it should be
Yeah.
open, not like that. The Kamala Harris campaign was running those ads suggesting that women, vote for her on the sly instead
Yeah.
of openly, like, whatever, stupid. But yeah, I do think I'm so pleased to hear Omar supporting women's right to vote because I do find that rather
Yeah,
immediate.
Nice.
that's right.
And I do think a lot of women are put off by that kind of language. And,
Yeah.
when they come across like, oh, you shouldn't even be voting, that doesn't really help women stay around and
That's why
get their minds
that's why
changed.
I ignore the red pill guys. They're idiots. Oh, we should have as many women as we want. My girlfriend cannot sleep in my apartment. I gotta sleep myself. Yeah, you sleep myself, but the janitor is doing the job for you. You idiot.
Wow.
I mean, this is stupid stuff. Women should have the right to vote because they have a skin in the game. They got children, they got husbands, they got families, and when we decide the presidency, we're voting for war and peace. We're voting for
and Trump is a vote for
stability.
peace.
Yeah, I know, but that's why you need women to
be
vote.
better citizens overall. Most people who don't vote tend to be kind of slackers and layabouts and whiners.
Interesting.
But people who do vote tend to be more involved in their communities and active. So I think it encourages good citizenship. But I think the issue with most people is down to a spiritual problem.
True.
And if their hearts were right and their souls were right, then they would vote right.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Terry. It's good hearing from you.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Bye.
All right. Thank you for subscribing.
Nice.
Okay, Hake Nation, please, guys, subscribe. I know I'm going to explain to you how I got those subscribers. It's in the video. It was a short channel. I need you guys. I already got a couple of people from here, and they told me they're from Hake Nation.
Right on.
Yeah, and I want to be part of that community. We're gonna get rid of the anchor baby. I'm gonna take his place. That's it.
Nice.
We're gonna have an accident or something.
Wow. Anchor Baby will be streaming live this evening for the election.
I called him one time and I got him. He's
you
good
called
now,
his show. That's right. I remember.
I called, and I got him. He's not well informed. I remember I told you, I said, Anchor Baby's not well informed.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn. When you talk every day, then you become a real good talker.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why I love being invited, because I don't do things on my own. I'm lazy. But if I have somebody like to bounce off, I love it. It's like medication to me,
Well, right on, man. It's good talking with you once again, Omar. Third Rail with Omar. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, can I make a last statement?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Okay, guys. Today is an important day for our country. You should go out and vote your conscience and vote for people you like. But at the end, we should accept the results and just move on for the next 4 years. And I want to thank Hake from the bottom of my heart for inviting me. And I want you guys to please enjoy my community. I don't have a community. I'm just a loner. I'm a journeyman. Just, if you could subscribe to my channel, I would love that. And let's keep hate going. And let's keep America white.
Right, I appreciate it, man. Take care, Omar. Appreciate you, man.
Shut me off. I don't have a mouse. Okay, there.
Okay. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Love you all, guys.
All right. Very nice, guys. I got to wrap up. Let's see how long this song is. Let's see if I can play it. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Oh, no, that one is too long. I can't play that song. Sorry, guys. I got to pick a shorter song. Complicated business. I started to play a nice song, but I don't have the time for that one. So let's do something nice and short. Where are my short songs? Gorilla Biscuits. How about Gorilla Biscuits, guys? Thanks again for joining. Let me turn this thing on and get this going. Thanks again for joining. Make sure you do catch Joel Friday. He is coming up next. We're going to have a fun show on Joel Friday TV and then American Anchor Baby this evening. We got to end, though. So let's enjoy Gorilla Biscuits. Did I say Gorilla Biscuits? Good Intentions. This is a nice short song. Bye, guys. Take care. I think I played this already.
I'll just try my best. You nothing.
Bye, guys. Take care. Oh, nice. I am on time.